We continue now with our journey through the Talkback Highlights, and today we'll be looking at installment 46. In our last installment, installment 45, we saw the double tapping with 4 fingers. We'll continue now and look at the third entry, and for today's demonstration, I'll be utilizing my Pixel 4 with Android 12 and Talkback 13.0. For Speech TTS Engine, I am again utilizing the Google Speech Services. For nostalgia's sake, I'll be drawing a line down and curving to the right to activate the Talkback menu instead of tapping with 3 fingers to do so. So now I'll draw a line down and curve to the right to activate Talkback menu.
Talkback menu. Actions in list.
Here is Talkback menu. Next, let's tap on Talkback settings.
Talkback settings.
Here is Talkback settings. I'll tap here to activate Talkback settings.
Talkback settings. Navigate up button out of list.
I am now in the Talkback settings, and if you happen to be using a phone that will not show most of the content on this screen, then you will need to scroll down the page by putting 2 fingers in the middle of the phone, then slowly glide those fingers upward, and that scrolls down your page. The item we're looking for here will be the Customize Gestures. I'll put my finger down and tap on Customize Gestures.
Customize gestures in list.
Here is Customize Gestures. I'll tap here to activate this customization page.
Customize gestures out of list.
We are on the customization page of the gestures, and this is when we switch on our granularity to the heading mode. In other words, if you happen to be in the word, character, or line or paragraph mode, now we need to switch that granularity or that mode to the heading granularity or mode. As I've indicated again and again, we have 3 different methods of doing this, and my preferred method is that scrubbing up and down with 1 finger in one fluid movement to change those granularities. But if you prefer, you could swipe down with 3 fingers, or swipe from left to right, or right to left with 3 fingers. I believe, though, that mine is already set to the headings mode, and so all that we need to do now, after you've settled on this heading granularity, then the next thing we want to do is simply swipe down with 1 finger and keep doing so until we hear 4 finger gestures. Here I go.
1 finger heading in list.
1 finger heading. Let's keep going.
1 finger back and forth heading.
Next.
1 finger angle heading.
Next.
2 fingers heading.
We are down to 2 fingers heading. Next.
3 fingers heading.
Here is 3 fingers and the last item here for 1 more swipe, and that should take us to the 4 finger heading. I will now swipe down to the 4 finger heading.
4 fingers heading.
There is our 4 finger heading. And the last 2 that we saw are
Tap with 4 fingers, practice gestures.
And the one we dealt with last week was
Double tap with 4 fingers, open tutorial.
And now here's the one we will be talking about today, and this is
Double tap and hold with 4 fingers, pass through system gesture.
Double tap and hold with 4 fingers, pass through gestures. Now, I do not remember if this is a default or if I had repurposed it to double tapping and holding. But in other words, what we're doing here is passing through a gesture. Now, let's talk about what this means. So, essentially, what this means is that there are times that one may want to activate something and Talkback may not let you activate it. And so, therefore, we use this pass-through gesture, which would mean that we'll send it to the system and allow Talkback to use it. And now, I will double tap and hold with 4 fingers so that you will hear what it does, even though I don't have anything at the moment that I would like to use this feature for. Here's what I'm talking about. Now tapping and holding with 4 fingers.
Skip talkback gestures to use system gestures. When you hear a chime, you can use a system gesture that isn't supported by talkback. This is known as a pass-through gesture.
And that is what that item is. And down below, there's cancel to the left and OK to the right. And that concludes the 4-finger tap and hold to pass through the gesture.